It's no secret that owning and operating a successful and thriving childcare business requires skills that reach beyond having a love for working with children. If you feel like you're ready to build a bigger and better childcare business, the solution to your current situations can be found with IOwnADaycare.com. We make it easier for you to succeed in your childcare business with our personal and professional advice that will guide you all the way to your success and help you avoid pitfalls. There's never been a better time than now to build a bigger and better childcare program. Take immediate action and get the perfect kit for your childcare business. I did it, and I can show you how. Hi everybody, it's Andrea Dickerson here, founder of IOwnADaycare.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's management solution, I want to talk to you about how to hire, train, and retain the right early childhood staff for your childcare business. I know firsthand what it's like to have a turnover in your childcare business, not knowing what's going on, thinking you've hired the right person and it does not work out. And I know how that can affect your parents, your children, and ultimately your business, from a financial perspective. So today I just want to give you some tips and strategies that I've come to a conclusion of that has helped me in my business. It's just really changed my thinking and really helped me to remain sound in the decisions that I make as far as hiring and retaining employees. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is coming from my book, How I Did It, Daycare Success. I wrote this book for childcare business owners like yourself who needs a bit of inspiration and motivation, and to know that you're not alone when it comes to this childcare industry, and to know that there's somebody out there that has gone through what you go through and have survived it and has made a success of their life. Currently, I own and operate multiple childcare locations, and I have the I Own a Daycare Network, and I provide nanny services in my local area. And I do it all easily and effortlessly because of the journey that I have experienced. So what I did was I included, bottled up, packaged my journey, and I put it in the book, How I Did It, Daycare Success. Now, I thought about, hey, why don't I tell people just how to start a daycare? And I changed my mind and I said, you know what? I'm going to give my readers, those who subscribe to my network, the successful steps that it takes to have a successful business. So my video today is I'm going to talk to you about the traits that you will need to have as a childcare business owner and these systems that you need in place so that you can hire and retain the right staff. Sounds good? Okay, so I'm going to look down a bit in this video because this video is about you having content. Ultimately, when you watch this video, I want you to go on my site, IOwnADaycare.com, and get the full book right here so that you can get all 24 traits that it takes for the owner to have in order to be successful in this childcare industry. So my first strategy for you when it comes to hiring and retaining the right childcare staff is to make sure that you do your background checks and your references. When I began in the childcare industry, people came in and they said, oh, I love working with kids. And so I would just hire them because I looked for people who just loved what I loved, which was working with kids. And that caused me so much grief in my business because they really didn't love kids. They just wanted a paycheck. And there were so many steps that I missed and so many clues that I missed because I had no idea of what to ask during my interviews. I had no idea of really what I wanted in my childcare personnel. So that caused me to have some grief. So number one, always do your background checks and your reference checks to ensure that you have someone who has the character, who has the credibility, and who has the credentials or potential to work well on your team. All right, so that was number one that I learned. Number two, the next thing you want to do is to prepare a hiring process. Hey, I remember I just had no hiring process, no system in place. I would hire people. They would come on. Some did good, some didn't do good. Everybody wasn't bad, and all of my decisions weren't bad. But I had no hiring process. I hired people, some on the spot, and to keep it moving because if you're like me and you're taking care of 75 kids in a matter of one day and you need someone in your classroom and you need it quickly, sometimes you have to make rash decisions. So I didn't have a hiring process in place, no procedures to take them through. So I admonish you to get you a hiring process so that you can take them through a hiring process. So what I did was, after I learned from my mistakes, I said, hey, let me slow down and let me figure out a system so that I won't incur so much in taxes, so much in turnover. And what I did was I created a system where you were a temp worker. And during this time as a temp worker, you were given hours on the schedule, but you weren't considered a full-time employee. You were considered a temp worker. I also know that there are childcare business owners that use the sub system so that you can just let them come in and sub for a while to make sure that they mesh well with your team. And then there are some that, you take them through a 90-day training period. And of course, you need a system for the 90-day training period. So institute you a hiring process in your business. Number one, background checks, references. Number two, hiring process. You want to make sure that you have that. All right. Then the third one was, if I hired that individual, I realized that, hey, I need to talk to them about my business. And I remember putting them into the classrooms, them, just knowing how to do childcare. And that's what I thought. I thought, well, hey, if you know childcare, then you'll know what I need done in my business. But I was oh so wrong. Everyone that knows childcare, they may not know how you expect it to be done. So I realized, hey, I got to get an orientation process in my business. So what I did was I sat down and made a list of my owner expectations. And with my list of owner expectations, I came up with the formula. The first thing I do is I teach on the licensing rules, and then I teach on my staff basic rules that all staff have to follow. And then I teach on classroom management skills for the particular assignment that I give them. So if they're assigned to my taller one room, I have rules and regulations for my classroom management processes, how I like my classrooms to be managed. Okay, then the next thing I did was I added my curriculum as a part of my orientation process, because that's what sets my business apart from other childcare businesses in the industry. And so I brand my business based on what the children learn. Therefore, I had it where I taught my staff on curriculum to ensure that they knew exactly what to give the children in the classrooms. By me doing so, it lessened my stress, it lessened my turnover, because I had time to sit down and train and mold and talk and mentor and coach those who are coming on a team with me so that we can have a successful moving classroom to move forward. Well, those are some of my tips that I want to share with you from the book, How I Did It, Daycare Success. I want you right now to log on to IOwnItDaycare.com, get this book, learn more about the traits that every successful childcare business owner must have in order to be successful. As always, I love to end my videos by saying, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Thanks, you guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.